out the last video there, it was pouring rain, so I couldn't really finish it with an outro at all for you. But today what I got going on is our fuel tank that I made, the aluminum one, is full of holes. It was my first time ever TIG welding, I told you guys that, so you gotta give me a break. We'll get some more practice in and hopefully one day get that down. But I found this little fuel tank in the scrapyard, so this will work great. It's round, fits in the chassis, has an outlet on the bottom, a vent on the top, fits right inside here absolutely perfectly, and it'll get me moving for now, which is great. So, and it's made of steel. It's nice and clean inside. I already checked it all, no rust, which is good. So I'm gonna make some mounting tabs for that. I'll be able to weld it right here at home because it's steel, like I said, which is nice. And we'll be laughing. We'll have a fuel tank going. I'm thinking I'm gonna put a bar right across like that, and this piece of tab's gonna weld right to the bottom of the fuel tank, and then it'll go in there and sit on those tabs. And then for the top, I'll just put 2 little mounting tabs on the tank. So we'll get going on that, and hopefully we'll have some fuel today here. That bar out, popped some holes in it, and mounted it in there with the rubber pucks again. And now I'm going to sit the tank in there. As you can see, it's not important, but it's pretty important to me that you hide that behind the bars, so the bars are somewhat protecting your fuel tank, right? I'm going to sit that on there like so, and then pop a couple tacks along the bottom, bang, 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 and then it shouldn't move from there. And then I can do 2 little upper mounts up here to these tabs, which will be super easy to do. So I'll get that cleaned up, the welder out, we'll get it tacked on, and we'll get this fuel tank finished up. The lower mount all tacked up and it's put on, and then the upper tabs I cut, bolted them on, and now I'm just gonna lay 2 welds inside of here. Should work out pretty good actually. I'm excited. It's a lot better than the last fuel tank. Smaller, takes up less space, fits better in here. I can put a fuel shut off on the bottom of the tank. It's a lot better. Guys, the new fuel tank's put on there and it is solid, not going anywhere. And it's also on those rubber mounts too, so if it does get vibrate, those will get rid of any vibrations going through it. I'm gonna order up a steel bung with a cap for it, a new one that's actually probably a decent size, like a 2-inch one instead of an 1.5 inch like I did on the last fuel tank. It'll work out a little better. You can actually get a fuel nozzle in there. We got some mail this week. Got our handbrake in the mail, finally. This is just an eBay piece, pretty cheap, 60 bucks I think I paid for it, American. Not too expensive. It's gonna need another washer put in there. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of slop. Just add a washer and crank it down. Should be fine. So this is our master cylinder caps. Oh, opens up that way. Yeah, that is right. This is the Wilwood Dynapro caliper, dual piston. And this is what we're going to run on the rear end. It should be the bolt-on caliper for these plans actually right here. Yep, we're looking at perfect. And that's the coupler for our steering. Hopefully that should slide right on, and that spline should slide right onto our rack and pinion, and that end's going to get welded to our U-joint there. But I cut down the factory steering column here, so now it fits in here. It's going to line up right here and get welded. Probably have to take a little bit more off the column here, but it's pretty close, pretty close. Let's see actually, because I'm just about to weld this anyway, so good, I might as well check it here. Yeah, I got to take a little bit more off. As you can see, it's just not coming up into its spot quite enough. And then once that's up there, I'll tack right there and tack right there, all the way around, give her a couple spins, make sure it's straight and somewhat, and weld that. Hopefully we'll have that tacked soon, and then we'll take a look at the handbrake, getting it mounted up. By the way, this handbrake, you've seen when I showed it earlier, it was pointing straight forward. If you order this on eBay, you can turn the handle around. You just take the handle off, turn it around, put it back on, and then it's in the upright position like that, which is more appropriate for a buggy like this. And also this handbrake, I don't know if I showed you this, it's locking as well. As you can see, it locks, but then you can flip the lock over and use it as like a drift brake as well, which is pretty handy. Our steering column is tacked together, and it is working beautifully. As you can see, no binding in there, nice and smooth. One way and the other. So, now as you can see all the play in there. That's just the spacers like we talked about, still waiting on them. And now I'm going to mount up that handbrake lever. So I sat around in here and played with the handbrake for a little. I'm going to put it in here just like that. It'll sit somewhere down low like that. So I still have nice access for a shifter here. Probably a little bit to the side of it and still be able to reach and grab that and pull it. Just being able to have access to both is important to me, and I had to think a little bit about that. So I'll get that cleaned up and we'll get it welded on, well tacked on, and then we'll weld around our new steering coupler and handbrake bracket put in there. So I'll get the handbrake all bolted on and we'll see how that looks, and hopefully run the line into the top of it. Front wheels on with the spacers, much better clearance here on the upright. I can get like a good inch now, but it's still real tight around the calipers sorta, so not much you can do now. And I'm just gonna get the rear wheels put on here, and we'll be able to even drop it down and roll it out, and I might take some pictures of it for the first time in a while because I haven't updated the Facebook page in a long time. But yeah, I'll get. Hey guys, we got all 4 wheels on finally, and this video stretched out real long, but now I think we're at a point where I gotta get real task orientated and start picking a task and sticking to it, because we jumping everywhere in all these videos now, I notice. So definitely start sticking to one task. I got a little red cover for the switch, which is pretty nice. And I also grabbed the battery cutoff switch wherever the hell I put it, and I bought the battery. So like, we got lots of work we can do now. So it is a roller now, it rolls. So I'm gonna roll it back in there. I just fixed the roof on there so it doesn't build up with water anymore. And